Music Talk Monday, we back. Got the meta glasses, word up, Iron Temple.
Locker Room
ENT. Hey yo, welcome back to Music Talk Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Check this shit out, right? I just want to address T.I. and 50 beef and King. Yo, listen, man. Alright, so listen. I understand what 50 did. People want, defend their moms and all that. I get it. I get it. I really do get it. That's one thing. But to be putting paperwork up, on somebody and not thinking about your father is like a contradiction. T.I. did Crime Stoppers. I'm just saying. And he got you out of jail because you became a victim. So your father got you out of that. So him doing Crime Stoppers and telling people to basically tip off the police, tip off the police. So, you get caught with all them guns, you don't do all the time. I ain't no hater, I'm just putting the facts out there, research it for yourself. But Crime Stoppers. I'm not gonna keep y'all on. I'm gonna let the commentary, not the commentary, I'm sorry. Let the clip, give you some insight on the whole beef. But this is my thing. Busta Rhymes challenged Q-Tip. I don't want to call this man Q-Tip. Busta Rhymes challenged Tip, right? He turned it down. He said it was two different generations of music or some crazy shit, right? So, I'm just saying, you going after 50, why don't you go after Busta? That's just my take on it. What else I gotta say about this whole thing, man? 50 don't have to rhyme, yo. Word on the street is, you asked him this shit years ago. So between then and now, he probably forgot for real. On some real shit. He probably forgot. So, and he say he don't want to do it, so seems like you depending on him. If you ask me, the whole shit is just lame, but I want to address it because, like I said, Crime Stoppers. And King, you got out of jail because you became a victim. So you talking all that tough shit. I'm just saying, yo, like, come on, yo. Like, let's be real. I had to make a phone call to Desert Ease. I had to check my facts for real. Shout out to Desert Ease. Shout out to Ronnie and Man as well. Yo, I had to check some shit. I was just like, yo, like, wasn't that dude King like a victim and shit? In the prison? Yeah, that was confirmed. Didn't T.I. do Crime Stoppers? That was confirmed. Did he do all the time for all them guns that technically he probably would be getting out now if he was ever going to get out? Yeah, confirmed. He didn't do it. He didn't do the whole thing. He came out and did Crime Stoppers and all that. So I'm just saying, what is King talking about? 50 Cent on the other hand, 2 attempts on his life, 9 shots. Let's be real. He don't have no love and honor for somebody, and allegedly, his moms, so R.I.P., So I'm just saying, like, if he cooperated against some type of conspiracies against him, I don't know, maybe you need to be in a situation. But your situation was you went to prison and your father had to get you out. Your father, had to get you out of prison. I'm tired of the motherfucker, but I had to address this, you know what I'm saying? Man. And also, as far as for the hip-hop historian type shit I be doing, yeah, I be bringing you the real, because you niggas need to be educated for real, for real. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying? Crime Stoppers, turning down Busta Rhymes. Come on, you and Busta should do something right now. I'm pretty sure that would make a lot of waves, you know what I'm saying? Get a lot of streams, a lot of viewers, you know what I'm saying? So focus on something like that. That man hasn't put an album out since 2014. But I ain't gonna keep talking, you know what I mean? Peace to all the villains, shout out to all the new subscribers. Share, like, hit that subscribe button, yo. You know what I mean? Hit that like button, yo. You know what I mean? Hit that notification button, you feel me? And check out the music and the releases. I'm out.
This T.I. and 50 Cent battle is hitting new levels of disrespect. For those that have been unaware, T.I.'s been on a promo run promoting his new album with his new single, Let 'Em Know. And while on this promo run, he's been asked quite a few times about who he'd want to do a versus with. And he's mentioned Lil Wayne and 50. And when mentioning 50 Cent, obviously 50 didn't like that. He's always been against doing a versus, and he's, even in 2021, refuted doing a versus with T.I. But just recently, T.I. appeared on $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. And I'll try and play this clip if I can. If it's copyrighted, I won't play it. But basically, in this $1 Million Worth of Game interview, T.I. reveals that 50 Cent initially agreed to do the verses with him in private. And then when T.I. came out and called 50 out for a versus, 50 then backed out and didn't want to do it anymore.
Okay, so first, it was really about celebrating each other's catalog. Me and them talk back there, bro. This I ain't just called it out the blue.
Yeah.
Me and them talk back there.
You talking about you with 50?
Yeah, man. We talk about this shit, man. This just come out of nowhere.
All right.
Nigga, we were moving around in LA, man, selling some TV shows while we were around each other, man. You know what I mean? I said, what you think about this? He was like, you want to do that shit? I said, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. So I told him, I said, well, I'm gonna jump out there first, and then you just gonna jump out there and we'll line it up. Right. And he said, all right. And when I jump out there, nigga act like he ain't know what the f going on. Then that's what it was about. You know what I'm saying? Now, it about, oh, you playing? Okay, you gonna play. All right, cool. But how about all of it? All of it. I don't even want to, man, cause now I question your character. Then you gonna get kick that kind of shit, then, man, just say you don't want to do it. All the other extra lame, man, this goofy.
So y'all talked about it, you saying? You went out there.
Years ago. Years ago we spoke about it.
I think it'd be a great battle, though. I think,
man, that shit ain't gonna happen. That shit ain't gonna happen, man. I don't want to stand on stage with him. I have no interest in standing on stage with that. I don't respect him.
Now, we don't know how true that story is, but that's what T.I. says happened, that he and 50 were out in Los Angeles pitching TV shows and movies, and that's when they, came up with this plan to do a versus. And T.I. said, hey, I'm going to be the first one to jump out, and then you respond, and then we get this hype going, and then we do a versus. But apparently T.I. says 50 backed out, and then from there, T.I. says that his antics have been very disrespectful and that he doesn't respect 50 anymore and that he would never share a stage with him ever again. Now, of course, with T.I. saying this, 50 Cent caught wind of it and has responded by disrespecting T.I.'s family, more specifically T.I.'s wife, Tiny. 50 took to Instagram and posted a not so flattering photo of T.I.'s wife, Tiny, and she looks like, in a bad angle and her body looks a little off. It's like a bad angled photo, which celebrities sometimes they do have, bad photos that they take because, they're celebrities. They have photos taken of them every second. But he posted that photo, which doesn't look flattering of her. And in the caption, he said, I keep saying, keep my name out your mouth. Okay. So 50 is just, saying, hey, man, stop mentioning me in these interviews. Stop mentioning me. Do a versus. I'm not interested in doing a versus. That's where he's at with it. Now, after posting this photo, T.I.'s son, King, did not like it one bit. So he posted on his stories making fun of 50 Cent's dead mother and basically saying, dig her up and all this stuff and worry about your mother who's dead. Don't talk about my mom. And, you know, rightfully so. Anybody that, if somebody was disrespectful to my mom, I would jump out and say the same stuff because that's, you know, that's my own mother. So King being that upset and being mad at him makes total sense. Check out the video.
Your mama dead as go dig her up. Go dig her up. Post a picture of your mama. She dead. Pay respect. Stop playing with my mama. Ain't playing like that. Ain't going like that. How y'all raised? I'm not raised like that. I don't go. I'm not going about my mama. I'm not going. So tell your dead mama dig her up and post a picture that look better than my mama. What's wrong with you? Y'all better tie y'all motherfucking shoes. Y'all don't know who the y'all with. You better put that music up and shut the fuck up. Cause all that other ain't gonna get on my mother. Your mama dead as dig that bitch up. About that. Not going. I don't give a fuck about how to play it. Not going. Post my mama like your mama ain't dead as go put some flowers on that grave.
50 Cent responded with what he knows to do best, and that's memes. He posted the sad frog meme, and in the caption he put LOL. With this meme, he's, I think, directly responded to T.I.'s son, King. I mean, he's not going to, you know, say something really disrespectful. It's T.I.'s kids. I mean, that's, you know, T.I.'s probably going to jump in and check his son and say, hey, step out of this. This is grown man business. Don't, you know, jump out. And, you know, I understand where King's coming from. Like I said, it's disrespecting your mother. It makes total sense. He got that mad. But T.I. is definitely going to jump into that and be like, get out of this. Just let me and 50 deal with it. So 50 didn't really go hard on T.I.'s son. He just, you know, was like making fun of the situation, basically saying like he's sad because he disrespected his dead mom. That's the back and forth that's been going on. But what I want to talk about is a little bit of the history of what's been going on with T.I. and 50 on this verses. So 50 has always been adamant about not wanting to do any type of verses, whether it's with T.I., whether it's with whoever. He's called verses a platform that was only popping when the pandemic was happening. And now that everybody's outside, there's no point in ever having a verses. And he calls basically verses just like looking at the past in your career. And 50's like, I've moved on. I look at the future. You know, and that's, you know, as you can see right now, he's working on TV shows and film. He's not doing music. He hasn't dropped an album since 2014. So music is his last priority. With that being said, if you guys don't remember, back in 2021, T.I. obviously called 50 out for verses. And 50 at that time was very respectful and basically said, I don't want anything to do with this verses. He posted a while ago a video of T.I. talking about his Crime Stoppers commercial in an interview. And this is what 50 had said in the caption in 2021. This was a week ago. This guy was just telling me about a comedy show he's working on backstage. I don't like all this kind of stuff. It wouldn't be a good idea to come around me again. Respectfully, stay away from me. And that was the end of that. He said, respectfully, stay away from me. And obviously these past couple of weeks, he said, you know, hey, stay away from me. Let's do the stay away from me challenge. He doesn't want anything to do with T.I. He doesn't want to do a verses. But yet T.I. keeps bringing up his name for verses. T.I. mentioned Lil Wayne. Go call out Lil Wayne and focus on Lil Wayne. Maybe Lil Wayne will actually entertain it. But 50 is not the type to do a verses. He's at a different level in his career. You know, it's like asking Jay-Z, Eminem, you know, Kanye West, Drake. These artists that are a huge tier to do a verses, they gain nothing from it. Now, as a fan, from a hip-hop perspective, I would love it. Makes total sense, right? T.I. and 50, great catalogs, would be entertaining. It would be amazing. You know, probably break records on Apple Music views. I don't know. But you got to look at it from their perspective as well. As a brand, they're protecting their brand. 50 doesn't want to do a versus, and let's just say T.I. smokes him, right? That would make people look at 50 worse, and it would make people look at 50's catalog worse for the most part. I mean, if you look at the Locks and the Dipset situation, Dipset looked bad, looked horrible, and it changed a lot of people's minds on Dipset. Even more so now with the Jim Jones and all the stuff that's going on. But that made it horrible because the Locks smoked him, specifically Jadakiss. He just killed it. So these artists don't really have much to gain. If they do beat the person in a verses, what do they gain? A bump in their streams for a couple of days, 20, 30% bump in their streams, and that's it. And people kind of move on. Maybe they build a little better, like, you know, catalog of history, or, you know, that people would look at them a little bit differently with more respect, maybe, but that's really about it. So 50's kind of moved on from that situation, doesn't really care musically. He hasn't dropped an album in a long time, so that just shows you there he doesn't care musically. He hasn't dropped an album in a long time, so that just shows you there he doesn't care. But what a lot of people aren't remembering as well is Busta Rhymes called out T.I. And T.I. basically ignored it. T.I. said, hey, me and Busta Rhymes aren't in the same, year of music. He's more old school, I'm more new school. It doesn't make any sense. Who cares? Like, why does that matter? I think T.I. was just scared because, Busta Rhymes has great energy on stage. He can shift a crowd. He can make people go crazy. I mean, look at the Chris Lighty tribute. Busta Rhymes was the one that was hosting that whole thing because of his energy. So Busta Rhymes' stage presence is amazing. And he's got hit records too. So why did T.I., that excuse that T.I. made doesn't make any sense. Oh, we're different generations. No, entertain it. If Busta Rhymes wants to do it, accept it. Just like how people are getting mad at 50 for not wanting to do the verses. Why didn't anybody get mad at T.I. for declining the Busta Rhymes one? But that's what I'm saying. It's selective. People get, they choose specific things that they want, and people, get mad at specific people they don't like. It's really just that simple. Anyways, I think a lot of this battle and stuff that's going back and forth with T.I. and 50 is made up. I think a lot of it is to promote T.I.'s music. Maybe 50 and T.I. have some conversations happening in the background where they say, hey, do this so you can get more promo, and then you can help me with promo with my page, and so on and so forth. Or it's actually probably serious because, now family members are getting involved. So I don't know. It could be WWE or it could be actually real. Regardless, a lot of people have been going at 50 to try to get attention for their platform, which just shows that 50 is relevant as ever. And it's unfortunate that 50 responds to everything. He shouldn't, really. I think a lot of this stuff he should just ignore. But 50 is, he knows he thrives in that, competition back and forth, talking back and forth. He thrives in that because that just builds his brand up more. That's what he's known for. So other than that, it's just very interesting, man. It's entertaining. And we're never going to get that versus. I'm just letting you guys know that. That will I'm confident in using the word never. Very confident. I would be genuinely surprised.
All right, we about to get into these shout outs. You feel me? Jay Watts was good. Daily Vision. Locker Room ENT. BMG was good. Bag Life. Yo. Born Divine. Indie Boom. Wu-Tang Management. Protect Your Neck Records. DJ DC Hollywood. Rest in power, my guy. Bag Life Dynasty. Sonia Davis. Taylor BTV was good, Queen. Baltimore. Tia Tuesdays. Bag Life Shirts. Aville was good, fam. Jimmy Mills was good, fam. Kick Across was good. My man Danny. AOT was good. Nick Soprano was good. Randall Iron Temple was good, fam. Neef, Coda, holla at me. DJ Main, DJ Frank Cola, Wisdom Beats, Sean Torre, Colada, Dr. Dunny, Balti Mega, Singar Superior, Young Damo, Mr. Diesel Fuel TV, Street Legal Entertainment, All the Villains, Amon, Ricky Jacobs, GQ was good. Shouts out. Peace to everybody, you feel me? Hey, yo, we gotta keep it moving, protect the gate. We gotta gatekeep all that, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the villains once again. We out.
Bag Life Villains, nigga.